Well, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while, hasn't it? Busy Mullins. I can't now remember the last time I posted a video, but it's quite a while ago. Thank you very much though for those that you have been watching the channel and the videos. I still get lots of comments and stuff, which is all good. I've spent the last 12 months or so doing a lot of training, a lot of working, a lot of training for not photography training, but training in judo. So I finally got my first dan judo, got my black belt at the beginning of February. And my commitment to that is a little bit less now. I'm going to do my coaching exams, but it means I can hopefully start sharing a few more videos with you. So to that end, let's get on with the show. Today I'm going to show you two ways that I have edited this image in black and white. As you can see, it's a bridal prep image, lovely light, but challenging shot. And I'm going to show you two ways in Lightroom how you can edit this photograph in black and white. The first way I'm going to show you is using my own black and white profiles and presets, which of course you're more than welcome to purchase because that helps me. You can find the link above and you can find the link below. But if you hold on to the end of the video, I will also show you how to get close, not exactly the same, but close, or close enough, I think, in standard Lightroom without having to worry about the presets. However, I really hope that you enjoy the video in either way, either capacity, whether it's the presets or the standard way, and it gives you a little bit of help. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is create a virtual copy of this image so we have a reference. And then I'm going to reset that virtual copy. So this is the original RAW file that I shot. This was shot on the 56mm f1.2, as you can see in the top left-hand side. First thing I'll do is adjust the crop of the image before we do anything else. I like to get that all sorted first at the beginning. And I'll probably push the shadows just a little bit, just to see a little bit more detail in this image as well. You can see it's quite a cluttered room, but beautiful, beautiful light. Next thing I'm going to do is work on the white balance, because even though we're going to be creating a black and white image, white balance is very important. I want to get those RGB values at the bottom of the picker there as close together as possible and the tone that I want. So there we have it. Next thing I'm going to do is go over to my own presets, which of course you can buy from the link above or from the link in the description. And I'm going to choose Delta 800 for this one, which is one of my favorite profiles. You can see it's very dark, moody and gritty. I'm going to reset that shadow that it's overtaken just to bring that up a little bit more. That's fine, that's what I'm going to go for. And the Delta 800 has a lot of kind of filmic grain built into the profile. And I really like that for this image. It looks really, really nice. Okay, so brush. I'm going to hit the brush. I'm not going to do the select object in the AI stuff that Adobe has currently. I'm just going to choose a brush, just a simple brush. I'm going to work on the haze from the hairspray at the moment. So you can see I'm just brushing over that now. And in the recent updates to Lightroom, we can now apply tone curves to our own brushes, which is a really, really nice touch. So I'm going to put a strong tone curve on that. And I'm also going to push the texture up a little bit and also the clarity, which will make it whiter and brighter in the scene. I want this to be a part of the image. So it's looking good already. I'm very happy with it as it stands. One click and then an adjustment of the hairspray. Very good. It's pretty much getting there. Just a few little updates that I'll make to this particular image just to make it stand out a little bit more. I'm going to go back to the brush. I'm going to create a new brush. And this time we're going to create a radial gradient. I'm just going to select the bride, just very rough, very loosely over her. And then what you'll see is I'll invert that selection. So now we're selecting everything apart from what you can see there. And I'm going to drop the exposure. So almost like a very, very strong vignette, just making her pop a little bit more in the frame. Okay, we'll close that masking tool down. Just have a quick overlook at it. And you can see in this chest area here on her dress, I like to see a little bit more detail and a little bit more texture in the dress. So I'm going to create yet another brush, just a simple brush mask, and I'm going to brush over the dress area all around there and maybe also down her arm where the tattoos are showing. And all I'm going to do for this, again, very, very simply, is I'm going to increase the texture a little bit. You can see, yeah, you can just about see it coming through. Much nicer, and I'm going to bring the exposure down very slightly because it's a little bit bright. There we go, just a touch, just a very, very small touch, less than a quarter of a stop, I think. That looks good. As you know from a previous video, I like to have my viewfinder set to black and white so I can see these big contrasts while I'm shooting. And you can see with my process, my preset here has a Delta style profile, which is one that I've built specially in Photoshop, and it's using pretty color accurate lookup tables. However, that's how I would do it with my own presets, but as I promised you, I will show you how to do it with standard Lightroom also. So another virtual copy, and we'll reset that. So we're back to the original. Actually, I won't do the crop. What I'll do is I'll just simply select and synchronize the crop and the white balance from the previous one, so we have exactly the same settings for these two here. So I'll just synchronize crop. Where is it? There it is. And white balance. So we should be effectively back to where we were with the original one. Okay, so standard Lightroom, how would I do this and get something similar in standard Lightroom before my presets came around? There's a couple of ways you can do black and whites in Lightroom. You can just simply hit black and white. I don't like that, it's quite muddy. The way I prefer to do it is by just desaturating the image here. I find that gives it a little bit more texture, and you can also play them with the color channels actually, if you so wish, if you want to address those even while you're shooting in black and white. Next is the tone curve, and I'm going to push that. I'm going to give this a nice strong tone curve to really kind of emphasize the shadows and the highlights. I'm going to bring up the shadows a little bit more. You can see it's still, there's a lot more effort involved doing it manually than having the preset. Okay, so what were the steps we did? We did the brush, so I want to work on the hairspray. Once again, exactly the same steps here. Actually, let's do the dress area first. And we went down, and we are going to increase the texture. Yeah. That's okay. We're just getting it pretty much the same, similar to the previous one. We'll bring the other radial gradient on board. Just select her, remember, fairly rough, as long as she's central, that's all we need to do. Invert that. And then drop the exposure to give us that nice strong vignette so she pops out of the frame. Darkens down that window area quite a bit as well. Just kind of double check everything. Next thing I'm going to do is hit that clarity slider quite a lot, because I want this to be a gritty black and white. And remember, this was all done automatically in the preset. We'll add that brush. We'll now work on the hairspray. So we want that hairspray to be added to the frame, nice, kind of set it up, bring that curve in that you can now do in the latest version of Lightroom, pop up the texture, pop up the clarity, which will kind of brighten it up quite a lot, but not destroy it. We're getting close, we're getting close. Close that down. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. The original or the preset version is there. And the one that I've worked on in Lightroom is here. Okay. So remember, I used the Delta 800 preset. So that's going to be quite grainy, quite gritty. So I'll need to add that manually here also. I'm going to go for quite a large amount. And you can see the detail there. I want this to be very, very filmic looking. I'm going to bring the roughness up a little bit. Just drop the size, just to taste, obviously to taste. You don't have to do that, of course, if you don't want that in your image. Yep, looks good. So this is the original one, the one with the presets, the one-click version, which I kind of like better. And I'm just going to push the shadows up a little bit more just to give it that final little bit of pop. Yeah, beautiful. Really, really like that. Very nice indeed. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a couple of the other presets, the black and white ones. Obviously in the complete collection there's a whole load of color and black and white ones. But we'll just create a virtual copy and I will reset it. Okay, and I'm just going to synchronize the crop and the white balance once again. Okay, let Lightroom do its thing. And an interesting point about the way that Lightroom works with profiles and presets is that the profile underneath is separated from the preset in the way that I've built mine. so that you can actually just go up to the profile section and change the underlying profile if you wish. So here are a few of the others that are available, black and whites, FP4 style, I also like a lot, and then things like Acros fade, all of that kind of stuff. Now, of course, these presets will work on any camera. It doesn't have to be Fujifilm, and T-Max style also is very nice and gritty. All kinds of options there for you to play with. So there you go. That was the one from the preset, one-click preset, and I hope you found it useful. It wasn't a hard sell, was it? I promised it wouldn't be. So there was two ways there, using my presets and profiles, or indeed a way that I would normally do it in Lightroom too. Keep up the fight, everybody. Hope to see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and all of those good things. And I shall see you next time. Bye-bye.